What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video we're going to be doing a bit of a player ratings for South Africa versus France from last night. The day after the game, I had to wake up this morning and check the score to see if it was real because I was still in shock from last night. I have no idea how South Africa came back and won that game. There was a period in that game where I honestly believed France was just going to run away with it. So the fact that South Africa came back and won it by more than 10 points is incredible. So yeah, we're going to do a bit of a player rating, so let's get right into it. Number one, Bohan Venter. He had a solid game. I mean, he got taken off a bit early, but Ricey did say in the interview post-match that he thought he had a great game and that he's just getting used to the intensity of the international rugby. So for Bohan Venter, I've gone with a 7 out of 10. Solid performance. Malcolm Marx. Honestly, probably Malcolm Marx' best performance of the year so far. Hopefully not his last big performance like that, but that was definitely his best performance of the year, where everything just clicked for him and he was absolutely incredible. 9 out of 10 for Malcolm Marx, easy 9 out of 10. Obviously the 10 out of 10 performances we put for incredible performances, and I still think Malcolm Marx can do a 10 out of 10 performance, but that was as close to 10 out of 10 as it gets. Thomas du Toit, a bit of a weird one. He was very busy around the park. I mean, Thomas du Toit is not really someone you see standing out just on the TV screen if you watch it in the game live. But if you watch afterwards and you see really how well he performs, he actually puts in big shifts every time. So for Thomas du Toit, I've put a 8 out of 10 because, I mean, scrumming was solid. Around the park, he's always solid. Defensively solid. He's a workhorse. Ibn Etzebeth. Now this one, some people might not be happy with, but I honestly think Ibn Etzebeth's been quiet lately for him. He's one of my favorite players. He's an exceptional player, one of the best players to ever put on a Springbok jersey, if not the best. But I just think lately he's been a bit quiet and giving away a few more penalties than usual. So for Etzebeth, I've gone for a 6 out of 10, just because I think he can do more. And I know he can do more. And the other guys, who I'll mention later, I think have maybe put in some bigger performances. Loer de Jager, number 5. Unfortunate red card, and because of that red card, we can't rate him high. It's going to have to be a 5 out of 10. Almost cost the team. I mean, at that moment when there was a red card for Loert, I really thought momentum was going France's way and they're going to run away with it. Almost the way I thought that in the World Cup quarterfinal. So, Loert, 5 out of 10. But I mean, he was putting in some big shots. He was making some big hits. His physicality was high. It's just unfortunate about the red card. So, 5 out of 10 for him. Would be much higher if he didn't get the red card. Siya Kolisi, on his 100th cap. Now, I've got something to say about Siya Kolisi, and a lot of people might agree with me. I think Siya Kolisi is the physical driving force of this pack. If you look carefully, beginning of the games, early on in the games, he's always the first forward making a big hit or a big carry. He's always setting the tone. So I think Siya Kolisi, applaud to him, 100th cap, he deserves it, and he's a very underrated rugby player. I think everybody sees him as the captain and they say, oh, he's an amazing captain, and that's great. But as a player, especially in the recent years, he's become phenomenal at his position, and he is really setting the tone physically in every game. So if you look carefully, you'll always see him making either a massive hit or a massive carry early on in the game and really setting the tone. So for Siya, unfortunately, he played only one half, but as a good captain and a good person, he was fine with it. He even said in the post-match interview he didn't care because the team got the job done. So for Siya, I've gone for a 7 out of 10 just because of the physical hits he puts in every time. Pieter-Steph du Toit. So Pieter-Steph du Toit, we know what he does. Every single game he puts his body on the line. And I just saw him flying around that field yesterday. I don't even know how he gets around the park the way he does, but he is phenomenal. So for Pieter-Steph du Toit, easy 8 out of 10. I mean, you can't give him a 9 or a 10 out of 10 because we've seen those performances that he's put in for 10 out of 10s, but 8 out of 10, which is still very good. He is obviously probably our forward of the year so far and one of the best players in the world, and he is the world player of the year, so he shows it every week. Jasper Wiese, number 8. Now, I honestly think this was one of Jasper Wiese's best games of a Springbok jersey. He just never ever quit. He was phenomenal. He was physical. He brought that physicality that we needed on the front foot on attack. Defense as well, making big shots always. Never dies with the ball. He always keeps on his feet. Phenomenal player, and I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. I honestly thought Jasper Wiese yesterday was incredible. One of his best games in the Springbok jersey, and he's just become such a solid number 8. It's almost crazy how from the British and Irish Lions tour, how he just came in and just stamped that number 8 jersey. And now there's no questions about it. He is the number 8 going forward. Number 9, Kobus Reinach. One of his best games in a Springbok jersey as well. I mean, he has been performing at a very, very high level recently. Finally got to show his speed a bit. I was happy about that. That was an incredible, brilliant try. A moment of individual brilliance, which will obviously get him a higher score here with the ratings. Yeah, he's been phenomenal. And one thing I've seen from him that's been a lot better is his speed at the breakdown. I thought earlier on in the season he was a bit slow to get the ball out. Obviously, that could be just the transition to international rugby and playing scrum off. You're going to be tired all the time. It's just how it is. But yeah, 9 out of 10 for Kobus Reinach. Incredible performance, and his box kicks as well, always on the money. Now, number 10, Sasha Feinberg and Ngomezulu, Sasha FM. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 for Sasha. He had a great game. Missed a few kicks, but they were all tough kicks. And they weren't near misses, but the distance was there. It's just those are tough kicks to hit. But, I mean, him having the confidence to say, no, look, guys, we're going for the poles. 50 meters out. Incredible. Obviously, one thing about Sasha, which I've been realizing lately, is how fast he is and how good he is with ball in hand. He can run over you, he can sidestep you, he can outpace you. On attack, he's a weapon. He's got all the weapons in his toolbox. He is phenomenal. So 8 out of 10 for him. Deserved man of the match. I thought it was between him and Malcolm Marx, but yeah, I mean, just from the eye test, man of the match, he always stands out. Number 11, Kurtley Arendse. I'm going to go with a 7 for Kurtley. I mean, both the wings didn't get that much opportunity in the game. I thought he was very solid under the high ball. He always dominates his opposite position under the high ball, and he is just such a phenomenal player to have back in the team. I think people kind of forgot how good Kurtley Arendse is. He is one of the best wings in the world, and for a long time now, I thought he was the best wing in the Springboks team until Jason Colby put in performances he's been putting in recently. So yeah, 7 out of 10 for him. Great performance. Damian De Allende, 8 out of 10 for De Allende. He is just a workhorse. You know what you're going to get with him. He's going to run over people. He's going to run through defenses. He's going to leg drive people back on defense. I don't think he's ever not made a dominant tackle. He's a great player, and him and Jesse Creel really linked up well together. Talking about Jesse Creel, that's an 8 out of 10 for him as well. He's been phenomenal. He's probably taken the 13 jersey back now from Kane and Moody just over the last few games. He's been a workhorse, he's been dominant, he's been solid, he's been consistent, and that's all you really want from a 13 jersey like that he plays in. He's just phenomenal, great defensive decisions, and that's what more can you ask for? I mean, he leads from the front as well. He's one of the leaders, and you can just see by the way he plays. Number 14, Cheslin Colby. Same like Kurtley, they kept him quiet. Well, maybe they didn't keep him quiet. Maybe the Springboks just played a game plan that didn't revolve around the wings getting the ball a lot. But for me, 8 out of 10 because he was still very solid in the air. He got the better of B.L. Berry, definitely. He was solid on defense. He made a few nice breaks, a few nice steps, beat some defenders, gave them a hard time every time he had the ball. So yeah, 8 out of 10. Number 15, Damian Willemse. One of my favourite players in the Springboks, one of the most underrated players in world rugby. I don't know how he isn't rated higher. Maybe South African fans rate him high, but the rest of world rugby seems to forget about him every time they talk about the fullbacks. But he is phenomenal. I want to say not his best game, solid game from him. He's always solid at the back. That one play he did, I don't know if people can remember, was on the corner, and he was 4 versus 1. 4 France defenders pinned him in the corner. He did the side step, went to the outline, beat a defender, did the behind the back little chicken wing pass. I think it was to Ruan Norkia. That was like, wow, that was individual brilliance. That honestly was a game-saving moment, and that was a very underrated moment. So I'm going to give him a solid 7 out of 10. Maybe an 8? No, 7 out of 10 because we know what he can do like he did against the All Blacks. I mean, not every game's going to be flashy, but the fundamentals, he was solid. Good exits, good kicks, good high balls, got us out of dangerous situations. So yeah, 7 out of 10. Let's go to the bench. Johan Grobler, didn't get to see much of him, so we're just going to give him a straight down the middle 5, just because we didn't see much of what he could do. Obviously, Malcolm Marx got the bulk of the minutes. Gerard Steenkamp, number 17. Now, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Solid shift around the park. Always great at scrum time. One of the most underrated forwards. He's just a workhorse. And having that all Blue Bulls from front row on the bench really helps, I feel like, bring that continuity on in the second half, especially when you need it. And then obviously you go to Volku Low. He is having one of the best international seasons I've seen in a long time from a prop. He is so good. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. He just never puts a foot wrong nowadays. He's been much better with the ball in hand, because he used to just do this thing where he'd get the ball and almost fall over, but now he's actually leg driving, getting some meters, beating some defenders. I mean, we saw last week with the try. Scrums, he is probably the best scrummager in the world right now, next to Oxen Chair. So yeah, having him there it's a blessing for the Springboks, not a blessing for the other teams that they play against, but yeah, definitely 8 out of 10 for Volku. Number 19, SG Snyman. I honestly believe SG Snyman has been one of the best locks in the world this year, if not the best. I definitely think he's been outplaying his other Springbok teammates, but his impact from the bench, he makes an impact every single game, so they're going to keep him there. He's comfortable with his role off the bench, always making an impact. Sometimes I think he offloads a bit too much, but I think Rassie had a word with him because he didn't do it too much yesterday. He had a few chances where I thought, he's going to offload now. But yeah, he's been phenomenal. 8 out of 10 for SG Snyman. Number 20, Ruan Nortje, one of the unsung heroes of the Springbok team, and honestly, in my opinion, the best Springbok lock this year. He has been so consistent, so dominant, so good. He is really filling in that Franco Mostert role from a few years ago of just getting around the park, putting in a massive shift every time, high tackle count, great line-out calls, great in the air. He's phenomenal. For me, 9 out of 10 for Ruan Nortje. 9 out of 10. He has been so important for the Springboks, and it's so good to see a young lock like that going forward, because for a time there we were a bit worried. All our locks were getting older in age, but we didn't have anyone young coming through like that. But in the last season and a half, he's really stamped his way into that team. Number 21, Andre Esterhuizen. I am going for a 9 out of 10 for Andre Esterhuizen, only because he's playing so well out of position against such a tough opposition. He's playing flank for one of the first times in his life in international rugby, and he's looking dominant. He is absolutely looking dominant. He could honestly start a game and we'd still be fine, because he can play 6, 7, 8. You can maybe even shove him in a lock if we have too many injuries. He's tall, he's massive, he's physical, and he's so skillful as well. I mean, that pass against the All Blacks he made a few weeks ago when we beat them quite handily, that was one of the best passes I've seen in international rugby in a long time. So he's got the full skill set, and I think he's really, really solidified his way into that 23 in the Springbok team. So 9 out of 10 for him. He's been phenomenal. Number 22, Grant Williams. Massive impact off the bench. Him and Kobus Reinach right now are probably the best 1-2 punch for scrum halves in international rugby right now. Both consistent, both playing at a very high level. Grant Williams is a game changer. He can play wing. He can probably play fullback as well, but he is just a phenomenal player. So fast. I mean, Reinach and Grant Williams both so incredibly fast. Yeah, 8 out of 10 for him. He is incredible, and he knows his role off the bench. He can do whatever he wants off the bench, and his box kicks have been phenomenal. They've been consistent. Great hang time on his box kicks. Really, he's become a general of the game in the last few seasons, where before that he was just quick. And now he's become a real general and a real leader in that team as well. So yeah, 9 out of 10 for him, or 8 out of 10. Forgot which one I said, but a great performance. Number 23, Manie Libbok. Now, Manie Libbok gets a lot of controversy around him, which I don't understand why. I honestly think he is one of the most important players for the Springboks now and moving forward. Every time he comes onto the field, there's some sort of change. There's some sort of change, either in the way we play, the intensity, the attack, or the scoreboard. He affects the game in so many ways. I mean, his kicking has become much more consistent, but if you keep a guy like Sasha on when he comes on, he doesn't have to worry about that. He can just play his game. His contestable kicks are always spot on. He can kick with the right and the left foot. He is so good on attack. His attacking mindset and the way he can just see space is incredible. And one really underrated factor of Manie Libbok, which I don't think he gets enough credit for, is his penalty kicks for the line. Obviously, yesterday he had one which, obviously, you could have gotten a lot closer, but in recent years, he would always put the ball in the 5 meter or close to it. And he has probably been responsible for quite a few Springbok maul tries in recent years, just by how he kicks the ball to the line. So, he's been incredible. And I think Andre Pollard's going to have to do a lot to get his jersey back in the team, because, I mean, the way I said we have a 1-2 punch with Reinach and Williams, we have the same thing with Sasha and Manie right now. So, yeah, no. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Great performance from the Springboks. We'll be doing a bit of a preview for the Italy game coming up. And yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to help the channel grow. Hope you enjoyed the video. Stay safe.